What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, Free Life University. And in today's video, I'm making a part two to one of my recent videos, how to open up a bank account with a CPN. Um, I feel like it's time to make a updated tutorial on this just because I feel like a lot of people was interested in that topic. And also, I want to be more specific in how, you can obviously accomplish this because I do it all the time. And I know some people out there that don't even, like they not having no success because they just not like that. You feel me? Or they doing something wrong, and this is why I'm here to break this shit down. So let's get straight into it. Before we like really talk about a CPN, you need to understand how opening up a checking account actually work. And speaking on a CPN, right? A properly built CPN is basically a person, a real person. As long as you have all the supporting documents, an ID, a phone number that's attached, and we're gonna get into all of that, but as long as you set yourself up the right way, it's no different than you personally trying to open up a bank account. You just have to make sure that you put yourself in position. So, check systems report. All right. For those that don't know, when you drop that fake check in your account and the account closed and they go into the overdrafts and shit like that, that's going to hinder your ability to get another bank account if they pull from the check systems. So if you fuck over Chase, you fucking over Bank of America, you fucking over Wells Fargo, and anybody else that that pull from that when you apply for a bank account. Okay. Now, obviously, that doesn't apply if you're using a CPN because you probably never opened up a bank account before. Another reporting agency that y'all some of y'all are probably familiar with or not is the EWS, Early Warning Services. They report account abuse, fraud, identity theft reports, and mobile deposit history. So again, if you CPN wise, you probably don't have to worry about this, but for those people out there that want to wonder why they can't get a bank account, these are the reasons why. Now, credit report. This is a very slept on one. I feel like, or not a slept on one, but very, very significant. You need to make sure that you have a credit report that is tri-merged with all three bureaus. You do not need to have a credit score, but having a credit score will probably help your case, obviously. Um, I don't know if y'all noticed, but the bigger banks like Chase, Bank of America, um right before you submit the application, they're basically telling you that they're going to do a soft inquiry on your credit profile, which is a great thing if you got a CP because you know that you can that's something that you can do, right? So make sure that you have a credit report. This is very, very important. And having a credit score, like I said, to help your case. But personally, I will tell you, you do not need to have a credit score to open up a checking account. I've done it multiple times. Okay. Multiple times, no problem. It just have to be set up, right? I can't stress that shit enough. All right. Identity verification. Banks are legally required to verify your identity to comply with the KYC, know your customer, and the AML, anti-money laundering laws. So the way that these banks verify your identity is through possibly a utility bill or proof of address, a ID, right? And these are all things that you can provide, right? So let's say for example, you built a CP under your name and your date of birth. Now you have a real ID that you can use, right? A real ID that you can use. And again, you got you a phone number, you attached it to your profile. You can get the proof of utility bills, proof of address. All of this shit is obtainable. Employment, this really doesn't matter, but why it matters, this is more about confirming that you can responsibly use the account and cover any fees or overdraft. So if you're trying to do too much and get premium accounts and stuff like that, employment and income could matter, but we all know it really don't matter for real. Just be regular, be normal. And banking history with that institution. If you've had an account with the same bank in the past, your internal history matters. Again, a lot of people don't know that banks do have internal scores and internal histories and shit like that. So something to just, keep in mind. But yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, now look, this is not the end of the guide. If you need to download this guide, it'll be in the link in the description. It'll have a list of all of the sources for you to list your CPN information and where you can go to get your IDs and anything that you need. But I just want to first, just point out a few things. Um, First and foremost, a lot of banks they do, or a lot of the bigger banks, they do what's called SSA scan or checks. And basically what they're going to do is they're going to cross-reference the CPN number that you gave them with the Social Security Administration to see if they actually issued and then all that shit match. Right now, when it comes back that it doesn't match, they're you're obviously going to get denied. Or if you did get approved and they do like a check on the back end, you can potentially get the account closed later down the line. Now, what you have to understand is these checks are not free. They cost a lot of money, right? Think about all the people that apply for these accounts that, you know, will get denied. So it's like it costs to do this, and therefore a lot of these banks, they'll probably do this shit on the back end. And if your profile is set up correctly, you might just slip under the radar. But I'm saying that to say that the smartest approach is to literally avoid those banks altogether. You don't even want to deal with a bank that that's blatantly telling you that, oh, we're gonna check. So you feel me? We're gonna check to see if this number that you're giving us is, you feel me? Like, is why even do it? Right? Now, I'm not gonna lie. That's not to say that you won't get approved, because of personal experience, I've had or have had these accounts that does these checks. But the best thing to do is to just avoid them altogether. Um Another thing is, just because like the big banks, they look cool, of course, bro, but it's so many banks out there. You could find your own banks to go to, credit unions, local shit. Like, it don't have to be something that somebody else is talking about. There's so many banks out there that you can fucking apply for. Y'all not even trying. Y'all probably just trying to fucking, oh, let me try to open up a Chase. Let me try to open up a Bank of America. Let me try to open up a Wells Fargo, which you can, but not if your shit ain't set up right. All right. So, yeah, so that's one thing that y'all gotta understand, is that yeah, avoid those checks if possible, and fuck with the low key banks, the banks that ain't doing that. And lastly, before I end this video, I want to give y'all specific banks that I have personally right now, or had in the past, um, recently, that you can literally go and fuck with on the CPN side of things. And again, normally I wouldn't just do this, because now you got everybody trying, what you doing, but at the same time, everybody not gonna get approved, because everybody not gonna do the legwork to make sure that they shit is together. So, it is what it is. But let's list some banks. Outside of the outside of the bigger ones, we're gonna go Truist, one of my favorites. Love Truist. Shout out to Truist. Huntington, another great one. All CP friendly, by the way. Give y'all real game. I don't have to tell y'all these banks. Um, Capital One, okay. And I'm gonna also give y'all some sauce. If you want to like sneak your way into a bank as well, try to build a relationship, because you could easily build a relationship on a credit side of things by getting a secure credit card. So let's say you get a secure credit card with this bank. They approve you because it's a secure credit card. You putting your money up for this shit. So as long as they can verify your identity, it's guaranteed, right? But we know that credit is like, it's easier for them to apply you or to approve for like a secure credit card, whatever. Then once you get approved for that, then you already in the system. You go ahead and apply for a checking account, and because you're already in the system and technically already verified, easily getting that checking account type shit. But yeah, what else? What other banks? I don't want to say Chase and Bank of America. I feel like that shit corny. And like I said, you really want to avoid those banks. I'll give y'all one more. One more. Navy Fed. Yep. So again, if y'all need help building these profiles out, or just any questions or whatever, you could check the link in the description. You could download this guide. Like I said, it's gonna have all of the sources where you can enter your CP information to add you into public records. And having a true understanding of how this shit work is gonna help you understand where you need to be before you even apply. So I hope y'all got some value from this video. And yeah, I appreciate all the support, the subscribers, the likes, any comments or engagement. I genuinely appreciate. All I want to do is just help people. You feel me? Like, so hope y'all have a good rest of y'all day, and I catch you on the next video.